There is something quietly powerful about a single minute that most of us never notice. We wait for big opportunities, perfect timing, or dramatic turning points, believing that life changes only in grand moments. But the truth is much softer and much deeper than that. Your future is not shaped in one sudden miracle. It is shaped in the ordinary minutes you keep ignoring. The minute you choose courage instead of fear. The minute you decide to try again instead of giving up. The minute you speak kindly to yourself when the world feels heavy. These small, almost invisible choices begin to gather strength, and slowly they build the direction of your entire life. When pain enters your story, a minute can feel endless. You may think nothing will ever change, that this darkness is permanent, but even in the heaviest silence, time is still moving, and with every passing minute, a new possibility is being born. You don't need to transform everything at once. You don't need to have all the answers today. All you need is one honest minute of hope, one brave decision to keep breathing, one gentle promise to yourself that you will not quit. That single minute becomes the seed of tomorrow's strength. People often underestimate how powerful consistency in small moments can be. Reading one page, learning one word, forgiving one mistake, taking one more step. These actions look tiny, almost meaningless. Yet life is nothing more than minutes gathered together. When your minutes change, your days change. When your days change, your future quietly follows. This is how ordinary people create extraordinary lives. Not through sudden magic, but through faithful minutes lived with intention. Every life that looks strong, peaceful, or successful from the outside is quietly built on choices that seemed very small in the beginning. We often imagine that destiny is created in one grand decision, one perfect opportunity, or one dramatic moment of courage. But real transformation does not arrive with noise. It grows silently inside the routine of everyday living. The way you wake up in the morning, the thoughts you allow to stay in your mind, the effort you give when nobody is watching. These are the tiny decisions that slowly design the person you are becoming. A single day may feel ordinary, almost forgettable. You might think that skipping one effort, delaying one dream, or ignoring one responsibility will not matter, and in that moment it truly feels small. But life does not measure change in days, it measures change in patterns. What you repeat becomes your direction. What you practice becomes your identity. When small choices are guided by doubt, comfort, or fear, they quietly lead life toward regret. But when small choices are guided by courage, discipline, and hope, they begin to open doors you once believed were impossible to reach. This is why you must learn to respect the unnoticed moments. Choosing to try again when failure embarrasses you. Choosing to learn when ignorance feels easier. Choosing kindness when pain tempts you to become cold. None of these choices look extraordinary in the moment, yet together they shape a future that feels completely different from the past. The distance between where you are and where you dream to be is not crossed in one leap. It is crossed in thousands of quiet steps that nobody applauds. Sometimes progress feels invisible, and that invisibility can be discouraging. You may wonder if your effort is meaningless because results are slow, but seeds also grow in silence beneath the soil before anyone sees green leaves. In the same way, your consistent daily choices are preparing a life that has not appeared yet. Trust the process that is unfolding even when you cannot see it clearly. There are moments in life that arrive without warning and change everything you thought you understood about yourself. These moments are often filled with pain, confusion, and a silence so heavy that it feels impossible to breathe inside it. When suffering first enters your story, it does not look like a teacher. It looks like an ending. You may question your strength, your worth, even your purpose. You may wonder why your path became so difficult while others seem to walk in ease. And in that darkness, hope can feel very far away. but life has a mysterious way of hiding beginnings inside what appears to be an end. The moments that hurt you the most are often the same moments that reveal who you truly are. Pain removes illusions. It breaks the masks you were forced to wear. It pushes you to discover courage you never knew existed within you. When everything comfortable disappears, you are left with something real. Your raw strength, your quiet resilience, and your ability to rise even when rising feels impossible. A turning point is rarely loud or dramatic. It is usually a soft decision made in the middle of tears. The decision to keep going one more day. The decision to believe that your story is not finished yet. The decision to transform suffering into understanding instead of bitterness. These choices are not easy, and they are never quick. Healing moves slowly, sometimes so slowly that you think nothing is changing. Yet with every honest step forward, pain begins to lose its power to define you. One day you look back and realize that the moment you thought destroyed your life was actually the moment that introduced you to your true self. The struggle that felt unbearable became the reason you discovered compassion. The loss that felt empty created space for purpose. The weakness you feared revealed a strength that could never have been learned in comfort. This is how pain transforms. It does not disappear, but it changes shape and becomes part of your wisdom there. There is a beautiful excitement in feeling motivated. In those moments, everything seems possible. Your dreams feel close, your energy feels endless, and your heart is ready to conquer the world. But motivation is like a passing wave. It rises quickly, shines brightly, and then slowly fades. If your future depends only on how inspired you feel, your progress will always remain uncertain. Because the truth is, the people who truly transform their lives are not the ones who feel motivated every day. They are the ones who keep showing up even on the days when motivation is completely silent. Consistency is much quieter than motivation. It does not arrive with strong emotions or dramatic promises. It simply asks for one small step, repeated again and again, especially when it feels boring, slow, or unnoticed. Waking up when you would rather sleep. Practicing when no one is watching. Trying again after failure whispers that you should stop. These moments are not glamorous, but they are powerful. They build discipline, and discipline is stronger than any temporary feeling. Many people wait to feel ready before they begin. They wait for confidence, for perfect timing, for certainty that success will come. But life rarely offers such guarantees. If you only move when you feel inspired, you will remain standing in the same place, watching time pass. Consistency teaches a different lesson. It says you do not need to feel ready. You only need to begin. And once you begin, you continue, even slowly, even imperfectly. Because progress is not created by intensity, it is created by repetition. There will be days when your effort feels invisible, days when results do not appear, days when doubt becomes louder than hope. In those moments, consistency becomes an act of quiet courage. It is the decision to believe in a future you cannot yet see. And every repeated step, no matter how small, becomes proof that you are stronger than your excuses, stronger than your fears, stronger than the voice that tells you to quit. Over time, something extraordinary happens. The small actions you once struggled to maintain become part of who you are. What felt difficult becomes natural. What felt impossible becomes achievable. This is the silent magic of consistency. It transforms effort into identity and dreams into reality without making noise. There is a quiet truth about life that many people realize too late. The future is not something that suddenly arrives one distant day. It is being written right now, in the way you choose to live this ordinary moment. Every effort you make today, even the smallest one, is shaping the story you will read tomorrow. The hours you spend learning instead of doubting, the courage you show when fear asks you to stop, the patience you practice when progress feels slow. None of these actions are ever wasted. They are sentences being added to the story of who you are becoming. Sometimes the present feels too heavy to carry dreams. Responsibilities, disappointments, and unanswered questions can make today feel like something to simply survive rather than something meaningful to live. In those moments, it is easy to believe that the future will somehow fix everything on its own. But the future has no power without the choices you make now. It cannot grow from neglect. It cannot shine through hesitation. It listens only to effort, and it responds only to action. You do not need a perfect plan to begin writing a beautiful story. Stories are not created through certainty. They are created through movement. One honest step forward can change the direction of an entire life. One decision to keep trying can open doors that once looked permanently closed. Even mistakes become meaningful when they are followed by learning, because they turn into wisdom instead of regret. This is how real transformation happens. Not through dramatic moments everyone applauds, but through quiet determination no one sees. There will be days when your effort feels invisible, when nothing seems to change despite how hard you try. Those are the most important days to continue. Because just like ink slowly filling a blank page, your persistence is shaping something you cannot fully see yet. The strength you are building, the discipline you are practicing, the hope you are protecting, these are preparing a future that will one day thank you for not giving up in the present. So never underestimate the power of what you are doing today, even if it feels small or imperfect. The life you dream about is not waiting somewhere far away. It is growing quietly from the effort you choose in this very moment. There are moments in life when hope feels like the most fragile thing in the world. You try to hold on to it, but pain, disappointment, and unanswered questions make your hands tremble. In those moments, it becomes easy to believe that darkness is stronger, that what is broken will remain broken, and that tomorrow will look exactly like today. But hope has never been about certainty. Hope is a quiet decision made even when nothing around you promises light. It is the courage to believe in possibility before you can see any proof. Every single minute you live offers you a choice. Not a loud, dramatic choice that the world applauds, but a silent one that only your heart witnesses. You can choose despair, or you can choose hope. You can choose to believe that your story is finished, or you can choose to believe that a new chapter is still waiting to be written. This choice may feel small, almost invisible, yet it carries the power to change the direction of your entire life. Because the future is not created in giant leaps. It is created in repeated moments of quiet belief. Hope does not remove pain, and it does not erase the past. What it does is give meaning to your strength. It reminds you that your wounds are not the end of your story. It teaches you to look at broken pieces and still imagine wholeness, and slowly, gently, it begins to transform how you see yourself. Instead of someone defeated by circumstances, you begin to see someone still standing, still breathing, still capable of rising. That realization alone is powerful enough to begin healing what once felt impossible to heal. There will be days when choosing hope feels exhausting, days when doubt speaks louder than faith. On those days, you do not need to feel strong. You only need to take one more minute and fill it with even the smallest belief that life can soften again. One hopeful minute becomes another, and then another, until the weight you carry no longer feels unbearable. This is how light returns, not suddenly but gently, through the minutes you refuse to surrender. So no matter how difficult your past has been or how uncertain your present may feel, remember that hope is still available to you in this very breath. And as long as you continue choosing it minute by minute, your future will keep opening in ways you cannot yet imagine.